powerful business lesson I learned from Avengers and WWE. Thor got to chop off Thanos' head with a Stormbreaker towards the beginning of Avengers Endgame, and Thanos still showed up the villain in the end. I'm the action and sci-fi movie kind of guy. The more the action and science fiction, the merrier it is to watch. I watched all the 4 series of Avengers: The Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War and Endgame. It's not a coincidence that Endgame is the highest grossing film of all time, and that all 4 series made the top 11 highest grossing films. But beyond following the storylines of a movie, I look out for the ingenuity of the creators behind the movie. And I find one powerful business strategy the films like Avengers, X-Men and WWE have in common. This lesson is so powerful that if you're not implementing it in your business or career, you'll be losing out big time financially. Yes, I watch WWE as well. I know it's scripted and just for entertainment, but so are movies. I'm amazed at how the storylines are crafted. Although they are flawed sometimes, I also find how the superstars control crowd reactions interesting. How one wrestler can quickly turn from the good guy to the bad guy with one simple move, like how the crowd reacted when Barley turned from the hunger to the dominant champion. It's simply a play of psychological manipulation. But that's not even the most powerful lesson I learned from WWE as a business. The one simple lesson I want to talk about is not really about the movies or the wrestling, but how the companies behind it play smart long-term business strategy. Almost every successful person out there applies this simple but powerful lesson, and if you want to be financially successful, it's inevitable that you apply this lesson. Before we get to it, be sure to subscribe to After School Africa for more insightful videos like this. Avengers. Before Avengers, Marvel Studios already had movies for Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk and Captain America. All of these superheroes were brought into one movie, The Avengers. After the first Avenger, new superhero movies were created like Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel. It didn't end there. Marvel Studios introduced even more superheroes who do not yet have movies of their own into the Avengers team. This is where it gets interesting. These new superheroes are already building suspense as viewers are clamoring for a movie to tell the story of these unknown superheroes. Not only that, Marvel Studios continues to create more movies around the Avengers storyline like Captain America's Civil War and Thor's Ragnarok. All the stories somehow linked to Avengers. The game here is that instead of Marvel Studios having to think up a new idea for a movie every single time, they have built an entire world, first from different ideas crystallized into one big idea. And then that one big idea given birth to multiple bodies of movie ideas. Marvel Studios took one idea, the Avengers, and are milking it for every juice it can bleed out. From its superheroes franchises and film series, Marvel Studios have generated over $22 billion. Still with me, they did the same thing with X-Men. First, we had X-Men 1, then 2 and 3, I think. Then they went back in time to create movies on the origin of the major X-Men like Wolverine, First Class, Dark Phoenix and more. Same concept. Take one idea and milk it for every juice it can offer. At this point, you might have started thinking what I'm thinking, but still, stay with me. Next is WWE. How does this relate to WWE, you ask? Isn't it obvious? From a simple in-ring wrestling, the company had turned into a full entertainment business, creating movies with its superstars, video games, gears and toys, cartoons and reality shows all around the one big idea. Today, WWE is a multi-billion-dollar company. What's the business lesson in all of this? You see, most of us are obsessed about having an orgy of ideas. We want to do too many things and hope that one of them works. In the business world, some identify as serial entrepreneurs, which is often another way of saying, I'm a jack of all trades. Other people have so many ideas and they feel like they are already successful even without implementing any of them. If you think about the most financially successful people today, you can easily identify their primary source of wealth. When you think Bill Gates, you think Microsoft, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, Warren Buffett, stock investment, Donald Trump, real estate. Some people will not be happy I mentioned Donald Trump, but I'm just trying to make a point. It is what it is. Also, you can forget about these international figures and talk about wealthy people in your country. You'll find similar pattern. The simple lesson I learned from Marvel Studios, WWE and several of these other successful companies is that wealth is created when you exert intense pressure on one idea. multiple versus single stream of income. When you think about multiple streams of income, what comes to your mind? Is it having multiple businesses and investment generating income? Or is it having one idea generating income from multiple sources? Think about that for a moment. Let me ask that question again, but slowly this time. When you think about multiple streams of income, what comes to your mind? Is it having multiple businesses and investment generating income? Or is it having one idea generating income from multiple sources? You see, when I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I dabbled into many things, from the film industry to construction and commerce. Even when I started an online business, I was also trying to do many things, from web design and development to forex trading, freelance writing and blogging. I felt like I was actually doing something, at least I was always busy, but I wasn't making headway. I began to really make progress when I decided to focus on one thing. At first, it didn't seem like it. It felt like I was leaving out a lot of opportunities focusing on one idea. But when I look back, that was the best decision I ever made. As the business began to grow, I was able to allocate resources to take that one idea and expand it into different sources of revenue. Wealth is created when you exert intense pressure on one idea. You may say, but wealthy people invest into different businesses. They have multiple streams of income from different industries. Well, here's another way to look at it. Wealthy people don't create their initial wealth from working on different ideas at a time. They first, as Andrew Carnegie puts it, put all their eggs into one basket and watch that one basket. It is when their first idea becomes successful and they can afford to hire other smart people that they start investing their money to work for them in multiple places. Elon Musk made $165 million from the sale of PayPal before he was able to start 3 different companies almost at the same time. This is why the rich keep getting richer. The rich play a very different game from the masses. They make their money work harder for them than you can make your 2 hands, 1 brain and 2 legs work for you. I've invested in other things like real estate, agriculture, cryptocurrency, stocks, and other businesses. But all this wouldn't have been possible without first exerting intense pressure on one idea. How you can make this work for you. Let's say you're in the business of selling and installing solar inverter. Instead of waiting for working customers to patronize your service or for people to recommend you, you can list your product on e-commerce websites, have your own website, set up a YouTube channel to educate people on using solar inverter, grow email subscribers and social media presence. That way, you have different sources of generating new customers and reaching out to old ones. You can also go from selling your product to offer consulting services to help businesses invest in the right energy components, train people in the business, and recruit affiliate marketers. From the simple idea of selling solar inverter, you can have a media training and consulting arm of your business. As much as you may not want to admit it, we are not good with multitasking. Our brain does not work like that. Multitasking is like trying to cut down 2 trees that are 3 meters apart at the same time, alternating between 2 blows on one tree and 2 blows on the other simultaneously. You will be more efficient if you focus on cutting down one tree before you move to the other. Trying to do more than one thing at the same time only dilutes effort. If you want to lift your life from average to financial independence, your reasonable chance is to pick one cause and exert intense pressure on that one idea. Explore every opportunity that idea has to offer and focus all your energy on it. Nurture it, grow it, and make it work, because you create wealth when you exert intense pressure on one idea. If you found this video helpful, I'll appreciate if you like and share it with someone. If you're yet to subscribe to After School Africa, now's a good time to hit the subscribe button. Until next time, your success matters.